Okay, welcome class. Now we're going to actually take the information from the previous lesson and apply it with 7 different prompts and questions accordingly. What's up, everybody? It's Anthony Cortino, Sacred Cobra. Now we are moving on from our last lesson. We talked about using specific intervals of time and why and how it can help you actually manifest with more confidence and speed and efficiency, building that muscle. Now we're going to actually use a process to bring that together. A 7-step process going to help explain, and you're going to understand how to actually do this as if it's your homework. So if you're in the class, this is your homework. So let's dive right in. This is the Timeframe Manifestation Method, a guide to enhancing your manifesting process. Do you find it difficult to make your desires a reality because you don't know how to do them, how to get them? Do you get discouraged when you don't see any results right away? Then the time frame manifestation method can help you overcome these obstacles and improve your manifestation process. In this guide, you will learn how to focus on specific times and feelings to understand your manifestation goals. We will explore different ways to get rid of your negative beliefs and increase your confidence levels to achieve your goals in a reasonable amount of time. With the time frame manifestation method, you can speed up your manifestation and make it happen in the time that you want. Start with something small and achievable that you believe in. Imagine how you will feel when it happens. Think about the season, the month, or even the day. This will help you make it more real and create a future landmark. So, here are the steps to follow for the time frame manifestation method. Number 1, identify what you want to achieve and your current state of mind. We talked about this in the last part of this teaching. We have to know what we want. We always have to choose something to pray for, to manifest, to go for. You can't accomplish anything without deciding what you actually want. If we wait and see, we're going to wait and see the same thing we are already creating. So that's not empowerment. To sit back and say, and throw your hands up in the air, I'm just going to wait and see what happens with the economy. I'm just going to let God show me. No, what you want, God wants for you to have. So clear out all that junk and limiting beliefs and playing small, thinking that that's what spirituality is. That is not what it is. You are abundant, you are prosperous, you are meant to have it all. The only thing in the way is you. So number 1, identify what you want to achieve and your current state of mind. This is going to help you out. So what do you want to achieve? Is it money? Is it a relationship? Is it a home? Is it a car? Is it health? Do you want your back pain to go away? Find what it is that you want. Don't allow yourself to say to me in this video, in this lesson, or to yourself or anybody else, don't allow yourself to say, I don't know. If you say, I don't know, go ahead, get it out of the way, and then ask yourself again, what do I want to achieve? And make yourself choose something. You cannot move forward unless you answer the question. Now, next, what is your current state of mind? Right now, I'm recording this. I have a lot of energy. I'm way animated. My diction has been terrible in the video I did before. I keep saying manifestation really fast, right? So that's my current state. I'm aware of that. I'm aware I'm elevated. I'm aware I have a lot of energy. I'm also aware when I have low energy, when I am pivoting over and over again. Be aware where you're at right now. I have a friend who just went through a huge win. She's not a client, just a friend. And she is experiencing the residual effects of her state of being. Her body is fighting her right now. She won. She absolutely won, but she has been in a battle for so long. That habit of thought is still manifesting with inside of her body right now. So she has to be aware, and she's getting aware. I want you to be aware. Where are you at in your current state of mind. If you've been with me for a while, you know the three creator consciousnesses, right? There is the asleep creator conscious state, right? Where we are consuming and regurgitating the same reality, the boring life over and over again, going through crisis, then getting bored, going through crisis, having relief, that bliss on accident, and then not knowing how to create it again. And we go back asleep again. Some of us are at an awake state. We are aware that we are one with the creator. We are the creator. We are walking into sacred ceremony on this planet. We're sacred. We're worthy. If you're there, be aware that's where you're at. You're going to have more faith and more confidence and more flexibility if you're aware of that. Now, if you've been doing this for a while and you are just bodhisattva, walking the earth with the Christ consciousness, be aware that you are already persisting in a state of being. You're going to manifest much, much faster if you apply where you're at in this process. Don't pick a lower level tool from being asleep when you're awake, for example, right? So be aware, what is your current state of mind? And answer that. How do your beliefs and thoughts affect achieving your goal? Think about this. Think back. If you were in a sleep creator state, think back to how many times have you tried something when you were either assuming the worst or just didn't really try at all. But you said the words, I tried so hard, Anthony. I got up every day. I went to work and I try to go to bed on time. I tried to journal. I try to meditate. Be aware of your past. How did that affect the results? Now versus when you were going to an interview and you were so confident because A, you didn't care. You already had another job offer that you were solidifying. You already had that. Or you knew that material backwards and forwards. It was a lateral move, right? And you walked in there owning it. What were the results? What were the results of these outcomes that you were expecting, you were bringing to the table? Okay. So figure that out. How do your beliefs affect achieving your goal? Number 2, use a set amount of time to overcome limitations. Okay, digging deeper, here's the question. What amount of time can you use to help your goal? Is it hours? Is it minutes? Is it days? Is it weeks? Is it a few years? Right? Now, imagine, you would not be able to answer this question. You will not be able to answer this question if you did not know what it is that you want. Guaranteed. If you knew what you actually wanted, if you were aware of how your beliefs play into these things, you would already know some kind of time frame. You might be wobbling with a large variance of time. You might say 6 months or maybe 2 years, but you would have some consciousness around some frame of time if you were answering the question before effectively. And if you actually pick something, you knew what you were going for, you'll be able to have some awareness of time. So do that right now. If you didn't do it, go back, write down the answer, and then come back here. Now, how can you use this time to overcome limitations and increase your faith? This is about how long it takes you to do certain things. Now, again, we are assuming that you are doing this process with a level head, with a lot of clarity. You have dropped the old story. You are coming from an abundant place. So I'm going to assume you're not applying some ridiculous time that is guaranteeing you can't believe it. In the last lesson, I was talking about Wayne was saying to me that I know I can't manifest a F-22 jet by tomorrow morning. That's what we're talking about. So for me, creating content has taken a long time. Creating this for you has taken a long time. Now, I am aware of how many hours and days it has taken me to accomplish something. Even though I'm going to work around that, I'm going to persist in the belief that it's getting faster and faster, because it is getting faster and faster. I have an awareness realistically of how much time it takes me to do something. I'm going to be coming from an awareness. I'm not going to be stuck by it. I'm not going to use it as a limiting belief. I'm just aware. And therefore I can look forward to cutting that time in half or in 3/4. I have a realistic awareness of my ability that I'm going to apply this technique to, so I can have a little bit of a boundary, like I said, a time frame to shoot for versus assuming the worst or assuming something so amazing that's not possible for anybody on the planet, right? That's how we can use this consciousness around time based on our past experiences with a level and clear head and move forward and create a specific amount of time that makes sense and is going to help us overcome our limitations. Now, 3, connect with times and feelings to enhance the manifesting process. This is what we're here for. This is the big piece that made this lesson for. Are there specific times of the year that you feel strongly about? So we're building on the last lesson. Right now, literally, spring break is starting, right? I don't know about you, but I know and I have a feeling of what it felt like to go on spring break in high school. I know what it felt like to go on spring break when I was a child and had no control over anything. I was stuck in the backseat of a small car. I know what summertime feels like. I know what an amazing, lazy Sunday sleeping in all day, maybe with my partner all day, right? We all have these feelings. So you can choose to bring up those feelings. Make sure they're strong ones that are going to be helpful for you. Okay. So are there specific times of the year that you feel strongly about? Don't choose spring break if you don't have any feelings around spring break, right? This is not a passive process. Get involved, get engaged. How can you use those feelings to enhance your manifesting process? Because if you know the feeling of that time interval, you can manifest the feeling. You can do whatever it takes. You can do it with eyes open, eyes closed. You can feel Sunday. You can feel sitting down with your best friend and talking about your new girlfriend or boyfriend and how awesome it feels just to be in love again at a bar in the summertime, right? I helped a man create that one specifically this last week, right? It is more real for him because we've picked a time, we've picked specifics using Neville Goddard's methods of visualization and creation, right? Picking all the 5 senses, and we added a metric of time that he can feel that is real. Now he's able to tap into that feeling state over and over again with lightning speed. He's not having to go to the journal and start all over again and decide, is this what I want to manifest? No, we are going fast. So figure that out. Number 4, visualize your desired outcome and focus on that instead of the present. This is almost like when I talked before, focusing on the goal instead of the problem, focusing on the solution instead of the obstacle. Have an awareness. I know that today is Friday. If I'm going to feel my feeling state of Monday or Wednesday or next Sunday, I am aware that it's not actually Sunday. Again, we're trying to see past the illusion here, but we're not going so far in delusion. We have to have a framework that's going to make sense because my body is physically in Friday. I want to manifest the feeling state of next Sunday or summertime. I'm aware that it's effing Friday. Okay. So now how can you focus on your desired outcome instead of the present, right? Journal that right now, answer that question, pause the lesson for yourself, right? Okay. Now for me, going deeper to explain a little more, how can I focus on my desired outcome instead of the present? Yeah, that is, it may sound repetitive to you if you're hearing this, but this is focusing on the wish fulfilled. I already have it. Feeling like I already have it instead of focusing on I don't have it. Not continuing to tell the same story to every single client. If I'm a hairdresser, telling the story over and over again. Not telling my clients that there is a challenge in the business. If I'm running a business and I'm having some challenges, when they ask me, how you doing? Now, If I want to be authentic, do I want to be telling them how awful things might be going? Or do I want to tell them the truth that everything is going great, everything's working out for me because I am persistent, I am persevering? We want to be aware of the present, but we can't focus on the present. If the present is going to bring you down, if looking at reality is going to get in the way of surrendering and having that feeling state, then it's no good. So we want to go to the end result, be from the end, like a project manager, as a couple of my guys talk about. They talk about project management because they have that background for both of them, focusing on the end of the project, not the steps to getting there, right? You have to come from the end and then build the project because it's already built. Now, how can you create? What can you do to create that feeling of achieving your goal? You can, if you're feeling ill, you can jump to the end where you're feeling your body is healthy. If you are single and alone, if you're in a crisis, you can jump to the end, play the end result, journal for pages, your perfect loving relationship, your perfect state of health. You're winning over the crisis. In fact, you're not even talking about the crisis anymore. You don't tell the story. There's no crisis. It's already done. Create the feeling state being where you want frickin' now. Step 5, decide on a realistic time frame for your goal to be achieved. What is a realistic time frame for your achieved goal? Answer this question for you. If you are this far along in the process and the first idea coming to your head is it's never going to happen, then you probably skip something or you need to go back over it and come through these steps with a cleaner, clear frame of reference, right? Go meditate, go take a nap, okay? Push pause, come back today or tomorrow when you can start over again. Because if you're in that state of mind, you're not going to be able to move forward. You're going to come up with limiting beliefs are going to get in the way. You're going to be saying, I just want to wait and see. Also, I'm going to ask you, don't just surrender to nothing. Don't just jump in the river of change and go with the flow and not say, I'm going to have this by this time and date, this feeling state, right? We want to let go, but we have to have a goal or we're not going to ever get there. We're going to be wishy-washy. We're not going to take opportunities when they're presented to us. We're going to be that person praying for faith in God to save us from drowning, and we're going to ignore the 10 different people in that story that we've heard before coming to save us because we're saying we're waiting for God. No, this is all, everyone's God. So pick time frame, right? Don't allow the I don't knows to creep in here or the limiting beliefs. So is it tomorrow? Is it 6 months from now? Is it 2 weeks from now? It has to still be somewhat realistic, or else you're going to put all your cookies in the basket, right? No, all your eggs in one basket, right? And then when it doesn't show up tomorrow, you're going to throw your hands up in the air and you're going to give up, right? So don't set yourself up for failure by not picking a time frame or making it too soon. You know what you're doing. You know what you're doing by this point. Now, how can you increase your confidence level within the time frame? As I mentioned earlier, if you are aware of how long it takes you to do certain things, that is going to give you an awareness so that you can bend the rules a little bit, but you're not going to cut your time from 2 hours to 5 minutes, right? To 30 seconds, knowing you can't do something. You're not going to go, I know it would normally take me 2 or 3 years to accomplish this goal, so I'm going to do it by tomorrow, right? So you have to have something based on that uses your mission, uses your experience to influence how you focus on the vision. Number 6, build confidence and eliminate those limiting beliefs. Now, what limiting beliefs do you have? You've been identifying some things. We're on number 6, everybody. So you're very aware as you've been doing this exercise, what's coming up for you, what has been your limiting belief. And I'm going to go deeper because most of y'all that are working with me, this is not your first rodeo. Okay. So yes, on one level, you could have a limiting belief that it's not possible at all. Okay. That might become, hopefully we're not working with anybody in here that's got that issue because this is advanced. We're talking about advanced stuff here. Now, one limiting belief that could be coming up for you. And again, I was talking to another client earlier this morning who brought in the idea he wants to be, when we talk about service and going with the flow, and I just want to give. If we're giving and not asking, if we're giving, expecting that because I'm giving and the only way I can get something is by giving, if I believe I have to be some kind of slave, again, only you're going to know what the nuance is, right? We all want to give and serve, so go do that. But if you have this part of your mind that is attaching giving to being a slave, if you are the parent who's taking care of the kids all the time and you just surrendered to that, all I have to do is just give, never ask for anything, never pray for anything, never want to have my needs met, that's missing the boat. That's a limiting belief. If you're believing something because you're a man, if because you're a man of color or not a man of color, if you have some belief that because you are this identity that you can't have something, that in and of itself is a limiting belief. Even if you were on your spiritual journey, if you're waiting to fall off the ladder, you're going to fall off the ladder. That is a limiting belief. Now, how can you overcome them? Understand that you are the creator, right? Write this down. Understand that your awareness from a healthy, detached state of being is going to help you create something real to overcome this, right? Go through the process. Then after that, next question, what can you do to increase your confidence level? Use small things, right? If you're going to use a process like this so you can build your confidence, start with something. I do this often, and I'm going to recommend this for you if you have any kind of consciousness around money and abundance and prosperity that you are challenging, right? You can increase your confidence by focusing on a money goal, a prosperity goal. Pick a interval of time that's in the future and just notice how you will get $5, 5 cents. Money will fall out of your. I had someone that reached out to me that had a check for a refund from a car dealership. I swear, at least at 6 years ago. I got an email from them and I was not expecting that money, right? I wasn't attached to a dollar amount. What I was excited about was the awareness that was a sign of me attracting more abundance. And if not attracting it, just noticing it, how it's in front of me already, right? Because we already have it. It's already right in front of you. So notice the bridge of incidents that shows up when you make a decision for what you want, get a feeling state of an interval of time that makes sense for you, and then choosing that time-based reality you're going to focus on and how that builds your confidence. Because if you notice the things that you are manifesting along the path to your ultimate goal, your confidence is going to build. The same as if you are trying to lose weight and they would say, go to the gym, go to the gym, go to the gym. And all it takes is noticing 1 pound and then noticing 2 pounds and noticing 3 pounds. That all gives you confidence, especially when you start literally seeing your body change in a teeny tiny way. All of a sudden, you're doubling your efforts. You're more excited. You want to go to the gym more often, right? So find ways to use this process to increase your confidence. And then last but not least, use your new confidence and accomplishments and beliefs to work toward the goal. So how can you use your confidence, accomplishments, and beliefs to help you achieve your goal? I think I just said the same thing, right? If you're looking at the gym experience, every little bit is going to fuel your fire and your belief and your confidence, right? So look for the smallest changes. So using another reference, right? Understanding that everything we are thinking, we are automatically aligning to immediately. So if I am affirming a conscious state of being that causes a smile to come across my face, the second I think about it, builds my confidence. When I'm depressed, when I don't feel good, I have felt sick physically for 24 hours throughout this week. But mentally, I continue to affirm my health. That did bring a smile to my face, even though I may have had actual pain in my body and discomfort. That's an instant manifestation I have built that muscle up so that I can expect it. Even when I don't feel well, I can I can command my joy, command my bliss as I persevere and persist through my daily life in my mission, heading towards my vision. So that's one way how I do it. Next, what steps can you take to make your goal a reality? Hello, write it down. Write down the results, write down the proof. I'm teaching my daughter the same thing. She is manifesting amazing things at the age of 15 because she's getting out of her own way. Doesn't have years and years of disbelief that she's unpacking. So for her, I tell her, write it down. Write it down. Record it on your voice memo. Record on your phone. If you're in the class, I'm always going to say, get these things down. Get your affirmations down, unique to you. Get your visualization, get your mission, get your vision, and pick up your dang phone and record it so that it's not just you have an epiphany for a day or two and then it's gone in the wind and you're starting all over again. This is you. This is, I'm talking to you, okay? And I'm also talking to me. I do this, I teach this for a living, and I still have to remember, write it down. That helps you affirm it even further, getting it into the subconscious mind, therefore making it a belief faster and faster. It happens faster if you do these processes and write them down and record them versus just keep pushing it. Have an epiphany, start all over again, pushing. That's a roller coaster. There's going to be ebb and flow to your life in this universe, but we don't want to be a freaking roller coaster. We want to be a wave in and out. Yeah. So that's it for that piece. So these steps will help you to use the time frame manifestation method to achieve your goals within a specific amount of time. So do your homework, write it down, record it, check in with me if you must, if you need to, or see you at the next class. And I will see you in the next video. See you in the next lesson.